Okay, so it looks like you're ready.
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, over to you then.
All right. Welcome to Community Update 193. So the networks, by and large, are just there's not too much of a change to it. We have had a little bit more traffic because of, I guess, some transfers activity that was going on. But everything is running O12.2 right now. We do have the LLBM, the leaderless block merge testnet available for folks to work with, in addition to the regular block merge testnet that has been there for the last several weeks. Like I said last week, the LLBM version, I'll refer to it as the LLBM version, the leaderless block merge version. So the LLBM version, as expected, has been a little bit unstable. In the sense that every couple of days, we are having to restart the network. But we kind of know what the problem is that's causing that behavior. So the team is working on fixing that. Meanwhile, we do want the community to go ahead test with the leaderless block merge testnet so that we get data early for anything that you discover that the team has not discovered in their testing. So please do go ahead, use that and run however much, whatever you can run on that and report any issues. And if you need test route to run on this network, you can just ping you can just request for that in the testnet channel. There seem to be a couple of problems here. That one is that stability issue that I talked about. And I think there's also probably a connection with the HTTP API part. Once that is resolved, the second issue is resolved, we will be able to make the faucet available all the time for people to work with. So, but like I said, these are known issues, and we're working on those. It's just that it'll take the team a few days to get that resolved. But it is available for you to test right now, and you can request test drive on the testnet channel. So that's where we are with the networks. There is one more thing I want to say on the releases. So right now, O12.2 is the non-leaderless or leaderful block merge version that's running elsewhere. Say, for example, on bm.testnet. Will had put together a PR for the to alleviate not necessarily solve, but alleviate the tuple space error that we were encountering. The plan was to, or the PR is to run replay multiple times and see if that problem disappears. And that PR has now been merged, and the team will be creating release O12.3 and then take it through the regular path of putting it on the testnet and then on the mainnet observers and then on the mainnet itself, if we do not see any problems anywhere else. So that is also in process. Now, interestingly, we ran into that tuple space error again. Like I said many times before, until today, we were running into that tuple space error only once in very long number of months. I would say, I think we had like maybe 2 or 3 instances of the tuple space error on the mainnet since the mainnet was launched back in February 2020. But today we saw another tuple space error in a relatively short succession to the previous one that we noticed. So hopefully this will give us more of an opportunity to really debug this, because the problem in the past had been that we were not able to easily replicate this. So we are going to probably pressure test a test network, doing a whole bunch of transfers to see if that gives us a repetition of the tuple space error in quick succession. In which case, I mean, if we're able to replicate in quick succession, at least it's the first step for us to be able to solve that. And the reason I'm suggesting that we do a whole bunch of transfers is, at least that's what's going on the mainnet right now. That seems to have, I don't know that it's a causal. We don't know what is causing this, but at least it is somewhat, it is coterminous or at the same time that the double space error has occurred. So we will see what we can do to see if we can replicate this. And then separately, we have the task to add debugging, of course, add debugging code to be able to get more information about the state changes and what kind of conditions are causing the error. So that work is in process. But for now, O12.3 will be moved through its paces to get on the mainnet, and hopefully that'll alleviate or delay the tuple space error at the very least. The other, so that's what I wanted to say on that one. Now, coming back to the mainstream of work that's going on with the LLBM, Tomislav is back to work. Welcome, Tomislav. So the team is reviewing the recent design changes for the leaderless block merge so that everybody is caught up to speed. And then they're looking at the tasks and clarifying the tasks and prioritizing the tasks, and then thinking about, like, who can take on what part of that. So that planning activity will be going on for the next couple of days. And then there will be work coming out of that the team will be working on. In general, the leaderless block merge work has led to a fair amount of restructuring of different parts of the code base. And in particular, in particular cases, in some cases, there was actually simplification of the code base. The team is hoping to get a little bit more decoupling between the different parts of the system. And that should help us with both the stability of the network and the maintainability of the code base. So that's what is being worked on. Dennis is continuing to work on his Radix tree implementation of history for now. And he's working on caching and also further improving the algorithm to increase concurrency and reduce the amount of data that needs to be handled and stored. So that work is continuing. So Gurinder is working on basically caring for all the networks, and we have quite a few of them now. But in addition, he's also working on a project to bring all the metrics, log data, and the event data into InfluxDB and create like an initial prototype of that to say, what do we have that we can observe from within InfluxDB. So the point of bringing that into InfluxDB is that there is a query language that you could write on top of InfluxDB to, if you have all the data in there, you can write a query using the InfluxDB query language to be able to quickly get to information or figure out correlations and things like that. So that's the point of doing that. In general, the goal is to improve the observability of the network, meaning what's going on in the network and what's happening kind of at the same time, and what are the metrics, that kind of information. And once we have that, we should be able to plan for the stability and debugging of the network in a faster manner. So this is an activity that what we're doing here with the debugging infrastructure and tooling is an activity to help us be ready for external validators eventually, because when we get to external validators, we want to ensure certain properties of the network. We want to ensure security of the network. We want to ensure stability of the network. We want to ensure resilience or recoverability of the network. And this is where the resilience and recoverability is where this particular activity with InfluxDB comes into play. Of course, it also should help us with the debugging. Recoverability or resilience means if the network is down, that the team is able to quickly figure out what's wrong and fix it and bring the network back up without it being down for a long time. So those are all, absolutely required to be for the network to work in a a reliable fashion when you have external validators and keep the frustration levels to the minimum. So that's kind of what we're working on. This is the very first step towards observability. And once we have observability, we will be working towards the other goals that I just mentioned. I think that's the overall update, tech update. I'm not, so let's see if I have, are there any questions or comments on any of this? All right, over to you, Greg.
Okay, thanks, Frau. So I think we have a demo. Is that right? Is Bill on the call?
Yep. RPI's been working real hard. We've been doing finishing up the features and functionality for the POC. We've been sprucing up the interface, and we put in an interesting feature that we call Tour Guide, which is what we're going to be demoing today. Theo, can you get us started?
Yes, so I would like to have like some volunteers that can participate in the demo. So we need 3. We can do 3. Depends on how many we get. So who wants to volunteer?
I can.
Okay.
I'll volunteer.
Okay, who's using Chrome? Because currently publisher requires Chrome.
Yeah, I had Chrome. Let's see what else I got here for a browser.
So Theo, you're saying you need someone to use Chrome, not someone who doesn't.
No, it's only we haven't tested it on Firefox yet, so just to be safe.
So Chrome only.
Yeah, preferably.
Oh, okay,
try.
Chrome on.
I'll volunteer.
Okay. So do you have an image you can already upload? Ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, then Rafael can be the publisher. So I'm gonna send him a link.
So Theo, do we just have to open the link?
No, not this one. You'll
Oh, this
receive a new link when your time comes.
Okay.
The tour guide is separated into different steps, and it's kind of intended for people who have never worked in the NFT space before, for new publishers, new attesters, things like that. So there are multiple steps here as kind of a tutorial, and those are the links that Theo is sending out now.
Do you want me to share screen? I'm on the page.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
share your screen.
Okay, so let me reload it. Oh, it's nice. So I'm getting back to the start. Okay.
You're not sharing.
Yep. So let's go. So I just hit next and I get on this page, which is the link that has been sent to me. So that's nice. I have this helper here, this like bubble. So I guess I'll publish. Okay. Upload. And then I drop my file. It's the last one. Choose a name. What?
Yeah, the name was hard coded. So
Okay.
just to make it easier when you like on mobile and stuff.
Okay, main file. Select attester.
Yeah, you can. You have to choose a tester on the right.
So am I okay?
Yes, it shows you everything you need to do, so you don't need to.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
very smooth uploading. Yuppie.
Okay, now let me share my screen. I'm gonna act as an attester and attest it on the phone.
Okay.
So I have the same app running on my phone. Now I'm logging in. I received your photograph. Let's see what. Oh, it's your mark. That's nice.
Nice one. Who is this dude?
Okay, it looks legit, so I guess I'll have to put my signature on it. I think I failed with my fingerprint. Okay. Let me redo the steps. There we go. You do realize someone will actually purchase your photo today and then trade it and resell it. Okay, now who's next? Who wants to? Yeah, Rafael, you have to actually go back as a publisher and push it on the marketplace. So I'm gonna send you another link.
Okay, 1 minute. So the second link. So let's share. So I'm going to open a new tab, I guess. So do I publish?
Yes, it says you'll have to log back in.
Okay. Yeah, so this is a kind of duplicate, right, with your attestation.
Yes, it's the same photo, but signed by me.
Okay, so yeah, it's the same system as accreditation wallet. So, okay, I can now price this asset to 20, for example.
Yeah, now it's
And I
hard
hit-
coded, I guess.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's
hit,
hard coded for now.
yeah, of course. I hit publish. Yeah, I can publish only if you have attested the picture.
Okay, now who wants to be a buyer?
I'll go next.
Okay.
So just to understand, this photo will be sold the second time now, second round?
It just became an NFT. It hasn't been sold yet.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So now
So Steve will buy it.
go and buy it. Yeah.
Okay, so let me open up the link here. Okay. And okay, so I'm Alice, and I'm going to go into the marketplace. There we go. Okay, and there's a picture of Raphael. Okay, so I'm going to buy the picture of Raphael for 20 Rev. So I'm going to purchase that. All right. Now I'm going to go as Alice. I'm going to go see what NFTs I own. And there is my new NFT. Very good. And now, although I like the picture of Raphael, I can sell it for a profit of 10 Rev. So I'm going to sell it for 30 Rev and see if I have any takers out there. So I'm going to list the picture, the image, or NFT. Okay, so if I go into the, oh, okay, so now it's, yeah, so I'm going to stop sharing. Yep.
Okay, so I am.
So yeah, I've sent a link for you.
Mhm. Let me just copy. Okay. Let me see if it works. Okay, share screen.
And you should probably share your screen.
That's what I'm doing. You guys see it?
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm Bob. Okay, marketplace. So I'm buying the photo for 30 rev. Okay, perfect. That was quick. So I'm going to my NFTs marketplace, I guess.
Your
It's your
personal.
personal.
Oh, my personal. I guess Bob's personal. Yeah, my personal. And voila. I have the photo of Raphael.
And you will
and the same
now,
thing. Uh-huh.
I was just going to say, and now you're going to be able to retire early because this NFT will be worth way more than Jack Dorsey's first tweet.
So that's
so
kind
you
of, go ahead, Lillian.
so basically you do the same thing over and over and over. You can just sell this photo as many times as you want. Or I guess I can only sell this photo once, and then the next person who purchased, they're the owner.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, okay.
Yes, that's correct.
So am I the owner of just the photo or the license, or what am I the owner of?
Right now, we haven't addressed the digital rights management that goes with this.
Mm-hmm.
That's work that's going to start probably sometime in November, where you'll be able to determine when you publish something, what rights you're selling along with the NFT.
I see.
Just a note, we can actually upload, attach multiple attachments to the NFT. So you can like include a PDF that lists all the rights you have for the photo.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you can actually define those along with and sell this along with NFT.
Mm-hmm. That was nice. That was easy, actually. So I'm gonna stop sharing.
So that's what we call the tour guide. And over the next couple weeks, the team will be polishing this up, putting some shine on it, and working out any kinks there are. Next week, we should be able to announce a public link that people can go and test and go nuts with. And we would appreciate it if people gave us feedback as to how well it works.
Awesome.
So
Very
I
good.
made so that anyone can actually replicate this demo and go through the entire process by themselves. So it basically generates a new set of keys for each user that visits the website, so that everyone has a clean state and there is no need to reset the state of the node.
So this is an app on your phone, right?
Yeah, it can be run from the phone.
Everything that you've seen here can be done from the phone. And importantly, we also next week, we should be releasing an actual Android app that you'll be able to use as cleanly as you did in the browser.
Very nice. So did you guys use some kind of a plugin for the tour feature, or did you have to hard code that, or how did that work?
Well, that's Theo's genius, so I'll let him explain.
Yeah, that's a React plugin, but we had to kind of code it so that it follows all the steps and doesn't break. You know.
Gotcha. Nice.
That's most wonderful. Very excellent. Any questions for the team?
I want to give a shout out to all the hard work that we've been doing the last few weeks. Demos like this make it look easy and smooth, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into making this kind of thing happen. So shout out to David and Theo and for everything.
Yes, we appreciate all the hard work for sure.
I do have a question. Is this only for the photos, or can you also sell music, or I mean?
Yeah, you could. It doesn't know what data you're putting up there.
Okay.
Any piece of digital data.
All right. Moving on then, Darryl, are you ready with a week in review?
Well, yes and no. So I don't have my usual stuff prepared because I've been out here in Dubai and haven't had a chance to kind of put the week in review together. But what I would like to do at least is just kind of talk about my experiences out here and just kind of share that with you guys. So yeah, basically we did the summit for 2 days. It was a real whirlwind. We have a huge stack of business cards. I think my main takeaway is that it appears that traditional, more conservative, traditional investors have been given the instructions from their hires up to start snatching up anything that says crypto or blockchain on it. It's not unlike what I recall happening back in the days of the World Wide Web explosion in the late 90s, where, you know, I had a friend in the late 90s who went out for dinner with someone and scribbled some stuff on a napkin and got $3 million because he was going to build an audio-based website. So it's like that. It's crazy. So yeah, it's a very interesting time, and it was a very interesting trip. And I just want to say that because Greg's not going to say this, so I have to say it for him. He kicked butt in the panel. It was fantastic. He was so great. I don't know how he managed to navigate the kind of tangents that they were on and bend it towards his message, but he did a brilliant job at it. So yeah, bravo. And I also have to say that it's been just so I can't explain it properly, but it's been so incredibly profound to be in the presence of Greg and Addict. It's just, you know, something that happens when you're all in the same room that brings you closer together. So that's been really great too. So yeah. Any questions?
Well,
Have you-
thank you, Darryl. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed the city of Dubai?
Yeah, I mean, I guess today was the first day where we kind of, you know, after the summit. So today we went out to a safari and four-wheeled out in the sand and rode some camels and ate some amazing food and watched some fire dancers, and it was kind of amazing. Yeah, so it's a fascinating city. It's a lot of the people I talked with, I asked, you know, when did you move here? And a lot of them said 10 years ago or earlier. So it's just blowing up. It's just really weird. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot of different feelings. I mean, this is a city that's been built on oil, and it's trying to switch to something else because it knows what's going on.
It was quite interesting. We were in the lobby of a group we met with this morning after the conference. We had a morning meeting with a group that's interested in RChain, and we will potentially partner with them on a very exciting project, which I can't talk about here, but we will talk about in one of the closed door sessions. But in the lobby, there was a video on loop about Dubai, and it explicitly talked about their intent as a city and as a nation to get off of their dependence on oil, and talked to us specifically about reducing their dependence, their economic dependence to just on oil to just 3%. So that's it's very much a part of the dialogue here in Dubai and in the region that they have to end their dependence on oil from an economic perspective. So Darryl is spot on in this regard. I also want to give a shout out to both Darryl and Attic B. They worked incredibly hard. I was amazed at the long hours they put in, and like even when I was swaying on my feet at the meetings we had last night, they were still going and going and going, talking to many potential partners in RChain. So it was a really very, very inspiring to see this level of commitment and work. I also want to shout out to Shutzi who planned everything remotely. And everything went off without a hitch, down to the last minute. Every single thing went off without a hitch. It was smooth and seamless. I've never seen logistics so well coordinated before. So hats off to Shutzi for that.
Truly incredible. You are so right. Like absolutely incredible. Yeah.
It's really very, very impressive. Yeah, I mean, she's thought of everything. So let's see. Trying to think of what else we need to cover. Is there, as you may know, the ballot was adjusted. So look for the one additional candidate on the ballot, who I think everyone knows. Any questions about that or that process?
Yeah. Are there any recordings of the summit?
Yes. So we did pay for a recording of the panel discussion, so that will be out. And then a blockchain journalist came up and did a quick podcast with me while I was at the booth. So that's also that's going up. And trying to think what else. There were many photos taken, so some of those are already finding their way onto the internet. Yeah, I think that's all I know about.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I want to point out the annual meeting and election is 11 days from now. And everyone who is a co-op member and has gone through the ID verification, all co-op members should already have received an email, which is their notice of the annual meeting. If you haven't received it, please check in your spam folder. And if you feel like for some reason you really haven't received it, then please get in touch so we can make sure that that is sent out to you and we have you on the rolls. There's also a website, which is vote.rchain.coop, that has all the information about the annual meeting and election.
Okay, so I guess there are still some members who do not have, who registered and then maybe didn't register a rev address. Is that possible, Ian?
Very, very likely. So in the notice, it asks everyone to register a rev address with the co-op. So every notice of annual meeting is unique. Each one has its own link that allows you to register that rev address with the co-op. That's the rev address that you're going to use to vote with. So it can be any rev address you have. You can use one that you already have. You can create a new one. And the day before the election kicks off, the co-op will send some dust into your wallet that will cover the transaction fees for voting.
Excellent. So please, if you know of anyone who has only registered recently, like in the last year, please remind them that if they have not registered their rev address with the co-op, they will not be able to vote. So please register, and you need to register before the last minute because we also have to send dust out to those registered addresses. Don't forget that.
Also for attendance of the annual meeting. So we don't have a physical meeting place for the annual meeting this year. We're doing it all on Zoom. And to attend that Zoom meeting, you need to register as well if you haven't done so already. So our Friday Q&A room is the same room that we'll be using for the annual meeting. So if you've ever attended one of the Friday Q&A series, the members only meetings, then you do not have to register again for this one. So it's the same room, same registration, but if you haven't already done so, you need to register so that you can attend the Zoom session.
Very good. All right. Any burning questions, comments, worries, considerations that people want to address? Thank you very much. Please stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you, everyone.